In March 2020, the beautiful game went silent. Stadiums were empty, competition stopped, and football, the world's most loved sport, faced its biggest disruption in modern history. Today, we'll explore how the COVID-19 pandemic changed football, from players and fans to finances, formats, and the future of the game. This is not just about matches missed. It's about survival, adaptation, and rediscovery of what football truly means. 1. Sudden stop. In early 2020, news of a mysterious virus spread, first in Asia, then in Italy, Spain, the UK, and beyond. By March, football's biggest competitions went dark. Serie A, La Liga, the Premier League, and the Bundesliga all suspended play. Euro 2020, postponed. The Champions League, frozen in its knockout rounds. Copa America, pushed back. Even grassroots football, from Sunday leagues to school tournaments, was banned. For the first time since World War II, football stood still worldwide. Players were sent home with exercise bikes and fitness apps. Stadium gates closed. For billions of fans, Saturday afternoon suddenly felt empty. It wasn't just about sport, it was about uncertainty. Nobody knew if football would return in weeks, months, or at all. 2. Football without fans. When football finally returned in mid-2020, it was unrecognizable. Stadiums echoed with silence. Matches felt like training sessions. Referees, no longer swayed by roaring crowds, officiated differently. Studies later showed a noticeable decline in home advantage, proof of how much fans influenced the game. Broadcasters experimented with artificial crowd noise. Some leagues allowed cardboard cutouts. Others sold virtual tickets where fans' faces appeared on big screens. And supporters? They found creative ways to stay connected. Zoom watch parties became common. Some sang outside stadiums, socially distanced but united in spirit. Others decorated their balconies, turning neighborhoods into mini arenas. But one truth became clear. Football without fans was football stripped of its soul. 3. The player experience. For players, the pandemic was brutal. Lockdowns meant improvised training, in living rooms and garages. Clubs mailed out resistance bands, treadmills, and GPS trackers to monitor fitness remotely. When matches resumed, schedules were crammed. Games every 3 days, travel restrictions, and constant COVID testing. The result? More injuries. A 2020 FIFA study confirmed spikes in muscle strains and soft tissue injuries, especially hamstrings. Mental health was another battle. Imagine being quarantined for 2 weeks in a hotel room before a match. Imagine not hugging family for months while playing in empty stadiums. Several players admitted to feelings of depression, anxiety, and burnout. Yet, there were moments of solidarity. Players donated portions of their wages to health services. Campaigns like #PlayersTogether in England raised millions for hospitals. Footballers became role models not just on the pitch, but in their communities. 4. The financial earthquake. Football is more than passion. It's a business worth hundreds of billions. And COVID hit that business like an earthquake. Match day revenue vanished overnight. Ticket sales, hospitality, merchandise and stadiums, gone. Clubs and lower leagues, heavily dependent on match day income, were pushed to the edge. Some, like Macclesfield Town in England, collapsed entirely. Even giants felt the pressure. Barcelona and Juventus negotiated wage cuts. Bayern Munich and Real Madrid asked players to defer salaries. Transfer markets slowed. Blockbuster deals vanished, replaced by loans and free transfers. Women's football suffered too. With smaller budgets and sponsorships, leagues were canceled more often than men's. Grassroots programs, already fragile, faced closures that deprived young players of opportunities. And then there were ripple effects. Stadium vendors, pubs, transport workers. Whole neighborhoods lost their matchday economy. 5. Governance and controversy. The pandemic also sparked fierce debates. Should leagues end early? Should champions be crowned? In France, PSG were awarded the title with 11 games left. In the Netherlands, Ajax finished top, but received no title. In England, Liverpool's historic season paused for months, with fans fearing their title would be voided. Legal battles broke out over relegation, promotions, and TV contracts. Governing bodies scrambled to protect billion-dollar broadcast deals. Rule changes emerged too. To reduce fatigue, FIFA allowed 5 substitutions instead of 3, a rule still discussed today. Schedules were rewritten, calendars bent, and competitions squeezed into shorter formats. Remember UEFA's 2020 Champions League mini-tournament in Lisbon? Fast-paced, thrilling, but unlike anything before. 6. The global impact. COVID's impact wasn't limited to Europe. In South America, Copa Libertadores was delayed, and clubs relied on government relief. In Africa, many leagues were abandoned, with little financial cushion to recover. In Asia, strict lockdowns forced leagues into bubbles or cancellations. The pandemic highlighted football's inequality. Wealthy clubs with TV revenue survived. Smaller leagues in developing countries struggled, some still recovering years later. 7. Lessons and lasting changes. But COVID wasn't only destruction. It forced football to innovate. Digital engagement exploded. Clubs launched live streams, behind-the-scenes content, and interactive apps to reach fans at home. Esports and virtual tournaments kept supporters connected. Player welfare gained attention. Mental health support, squad rotation, and workload management became serious discussions. Flexibility in competitions. Temporary rules like 5 substitutions and compressed schedules may influence the game for years. And perhaps the biggest lesson, financial fragility. Even superclubs realize they rely too heavily on match day and broadcast income. Many are now diversifying into digital markets, global sponsorships, and fan memberships. 8. The return of fans. When fans finally returned, it was emotional. Tears, chants, and goosebumps filled stadiums. Players spoke of adrenaline they hadn't felt in over a year. Coaches said it felt like football was reborn. The lesson was clear. Without fans, football is just a game. With them, it's life, culture, and connection. COVID-19 changed football forever. It exposed weaknesses, sparked innovations, and reminded us of the game's essence. Football isn't only about trophies or transfers. It's about shared chants, community pride, and moments that bring billions together. When the chants returned, so did hope, and that may be football's greatest victory in the pandemic era. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your memories of football during the pandemic in the comments below.